I am basically, my main job is the university professor teaching mathematics and informatics. This is the main job actually. Partially I work as a journalist and write about culture, mainly about culture, but also some political commentaries in the newspaper and so on. But my main job is university professor. I must say that since 1984, in that time, I was student at the university. What was important that I was student of Faculty of Mathematics and Physics. That makes a difference, probably, because it was kind of island free thinking at that time, because in that time, Communist Party didn't care so much about mathematics and physics and informatics so much. So I must say that my education at that time was independent on ideology, on things like that, and also the atmosphere of that time was quite free and liberal. So I cannot repeat what my colleagues say who studied philosophy or something like that, economics or so. I must say that my school was more or less independent on ideology, and also the students who cannot study anything else went to our faculty because there were no restrictions, more or less, political restrictions. That is very important. What I must say that the brave people in that time studied those subjects because of lack of influence of the party. So they feel that this is really an island of free thinking. It is not so anymore because now they can study whatever they think. But in that time, I was really surprised. Many of them, after 1989, switched the subject because it was not the main interest. The main point was that they would be free there. So I cannot complain so much in that time about 1984. Everyone probably thinks that what changed our view the world is technology. That is really something no one predict. The internet, and stuff like that. Everything what is connected with information. I remember in that time that the word as a sentence, as a saying, something was in the area of communism very important because everyone cares who said what. But now you can say whatever you want. Has no influence practically. And information there are so many informations that we have on the opposite side that if you want some information, you can find it. It's not a problem that I have no access to this information. No, on the contrary, it is not that information come to us. No, on the contrary, we choose information we want to see, we want to read, we want to listen. And it is an important difference with the time we had. So young people nowadays do not understand how was it possible that the written word was so important for that regime. Because they have experience of this. You can write whatever you want in the newspaper, in TV, you can see, has no influence on the society, practically not at all. In that time of communism, that was important. Even a comma put on the wrong way could change something, something, a storm in the political life. Not nowadays. So we have information, all possible information, but they have no value. As is everything what is in huge amount at disposal. I don't know if this is exactly the answer to your question, but what comes to my mind that in that time, this pub was practically full from the early morning till late evening. People had free time. They had free time for everything, to discuss, to talk, to everything. And you can measure change of society or development as you want by counting how many people you can find during working days in pubs. In that time, it was, I remember when the alcohol could be sold only after 10 a.m. People could get drunk very early. Now there is no such rule, and you don't see people in pubs drinking alcohol. Probably no, everyone is busy, everyone has to do this, that, everyone has a car practically, or is a driver, so doesn't drink alcohol and so on. So you can recognize this immediately. We are in the empty space. In that time, it was really full. I remember pubs like this, and people were waiting till it was open at 7 a.m. Even 7 a.m. they were eager to get in. So this is what changed a lot, that people in that time had time, because they had nothing better to do. They had time to discuss, to sing, to whatever you want, what you can do with free time. Now, it changed a lot. Everyone is busy, particularly the system is very capable to exploit young people. Really unbelievable. They work from 9 till 9, 12 hours. We are in 19th century, more or less, where there was not 8 hours working day. So the system is very, very clever how to use young people. There are many things how to do. You need a mortgage to buy a flat, you have to pay for the mortgage, and so on and so on. Finally, society, in some sense, is more free for sure. In some sense, much less. What I think that is, I touched this point slightly, but when I was thinking about voluntaries who try to do this, to help this, that means this is a sign of deep, really deep disappointment with political elites who cannot help you. You vote them, you wait for years, you can vote for another guys and so on, and it's going so on. We cannot wait till City Hall fix this or this. Just we buy this and we will do it this evening. There is I go to my office every day by bike. And it is not so easy in this city. Particularly, you have to switch from pedestrian area to streets and so on. And there are quite rough these distances. And there is a group of young people who somehow, I don't know from where, they buy probably some asphalt. And they build during nights illegally, really illegally, a special, I don't know how we call it in English, just a way how you can go through streets and trottoirs by bike and do it during nights illegally. But those people, a young, small group of youngsters, they helped me much more as regards my road to office than all those money from City Hall or from EU supporting special trucks for bikes. These maybe 3, 4 young boys, I suppose they are mostly boys, helped me much more than all those money spent for building special trucks for bikes. And they do it illegally during nights. If you would ask me this question, say 5 years ago, I would give you a list, really a list of many things which disappeared. But if you ask me right now, 2014, I should remove from the list this and this and that. For example, first what came on mind were gardens. Small gardens, people stopped working very early. Working day for many people finished at 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and they rushed to their gardens. So gardening, I thought, disappeared. But nowadays, if you go, young people, hipsters, they are crazy about gardening. They use even streets. If there is a free space, that there was a building, disappeared, still waiting for a new one, people try to use this space for gardening. So they are crazy about this fashion. I was thinking about what we called brigadi. That means volunteers who were more or less asked to help to clean this, help with this, do with that. This is something that disappeared completely for almost 20 years. Now it is back. I see young people, volunteers, how they go to a city center, they buy paints and they paint something what is more or less destroyed or abandoned, or City Hall has just no money or will to do it by professionals. So that is something what disappeared, but now it is back again. And I could continue with the list, but finally I found something that was completely common. And now this, at least this disappeared, I am afraid, forever. And a story of my friend helped me, because the friend is a little bit older than me, more or less in my age, a little bit older. And it happened to him that he has a baby right now. And what he did what he used to do in '84, for example. Mother of the baby asked him to do some shopping. So he went to a shop with carriage, with baby. He entered the shop and left the carriage and the baby in front of the shop. That was quite common. I remember in '84, shops, in the front of shops, there were many carriages with babies crying, and completely that feeling of being safe, and that is quite safe to leave a baby in front of shop and do shopping inside, was completely common in that time. When he told to the lady nowadays what he did, he was completely crazy, that how could do this? It's impossible. And that was the time, again, I just continue with this story, when I was a child. It was quite common that I could play around the house. My parents in the city, in the middle of the city, have never cared about that, what would happen to me. That feeling of being safe and safe place, I'm afraid that this is one thing which disappeared forever and never return anymore, I'm afraid.